Welcome to the Creative Academy, your go-to source for coaching, accountability, and community for writers. I'm Crystal Stranaghan, and today we're talking with Corey Alderin from BookBrush. And Corey is the lead developer and founder at bookbrush.com. So welcome, Corey.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We're excited to have you here. I've been using BookBrush for a little while and was very excited to both discover it and then realize we could have an inside behind the scenes chat, talk a little bit more about how it all came together and how it works.
Yeah.
But first, maybe you could tell our listeners and watchers out there just a little bit about yourself and kind of how you came to be doing this.
Yeah. So, Corey Alderin, and I do most of the developing, the majority of what you see at BookBrush. I live in Midwest near Indianapolis with my wife and 3 kids, which takes up a good amount of my time. So if I'm not coding, that's what I'm doing. But a little bit about BookBrush and how I got started there is partner and I were working on some other stuff related to authors, and we were wanting to bring in some sort of image tool for those authors into this umbrella that we were a separate app that we were working on, and it just got to the point where all the authors just wanted to use this image tool, and it was great that they were all coming on board, but this was the only thing that, or the majority of people were talking about this tool. And so we saw a need for more and more, and as we wanted to develop it more, we took it outside of that tool to be able to really develop it, and that's kind of how BookBrush became. And we decided, if this is what everybody likes, let's spend more time on this so that they can get more and more features. So yeah, it kind of birthed outside of from another project we were working on, and yeah, it's been great ever since.
Developed a life of its own. And
Yeah.
are you the author in this situation as well, or where are the authors? It's not often people come to working with author tools and things without being connected in some way to an author.
Yeah. So actually, on our team, we don't actually have an author. We started working in the author area when we had some friends of our business. So in a separate business that we were working on, our separate project, we were doing just general marketing. So we've been working on online marketing for a while, and we had friends who were authors who had asked, well, they saw some success we had in some other areas, and they asked, well, how can we do this, and this? And so we started helping them and just saw some needs, and that's what started the original app that we were talking about. It came out of that. We were well, our couple friends have this need. We started looking, and more people had this need, so we started working with the authors. And ever since, we just connected with lots of authors. Authors are pretty social people, so we've just kind of really connected with a lot of people, and we've liked it ever since. So we've stayed in it, stayed connected with a lot of the authors from the past, and just continued to develop things for them. So yeah, kind of a long answer to not being an author in our company, but
Yeah, well, it's always interesting because I think the most successful things are the ones that grow out of an organic need that's identified by people doing the things. And so, I mean, you've got those people in your network, and I mean, that's the important part, is that there is a connection. And sometimes I think these tools are created either completely in other industries or by people who have a good idea but don't actually know about being an author. And so having the demand be what's driving the tool itself, and the development of that is really helpful in terms of making sure it's relevant and works in the way we need it to work. There's lots of times you can adapt things, like Photoshop is great and it does whatever you want and can get it to do, which is the hitch for a lot of authors, that a lot of people in the writing space are not necessarily in the visual graphic design space. And so when there's that crossover, like now authors have to do their own ads in a lot of cases and all kinds of other things. So it's really helpful to have a tool that lets you do some of that stuff in a way that looks polished without you having to have spent 100 hours learning Photoshop or whatever. So yeah, so maybe can you tell us a bit more about the tool itself? I know there'll be some people who haven't necessarily heard of it yet, and you're about to rock their world. So
Yeah, yeah. So the simple way, and you've already kind of said it this way, but the simple way of explaining it to somebody who doesn't know what it is it's like Canva for authors, basically. So it's creating images, social media images, marketing, ads, whatever kind of images you're creating for authors. So it's
Right.
just, yeah, what separates it from kind of Canva is that very author specific piece. So
Right. Yeah. And so what kinds of things can you create in there when we're saying images? And I mean, you can give us a tour if that's helpful.
yeah, yeah. I can start it now if you'd like.
Sure. Yeah.
Over there. All right.
Go back.
Yeah.
We'll go right in. We'll dive right in.
All right. Can you see?
Yeah.
So this
New
is,
video creator.
yeah, yeah. So this is our announcement area. So yeah, the video creator is new, and I can show that in a little bit as well. But the custom creator is where we create our images. And you were asking what can we create? We've got lots of different things that are standard. So your standard uh, social media stuff like Facebook. If you're going to create an ad or a link, or Twitter, Instagram, whatever you're creating. Um, and then we have custom, so you can change it to whatever you want. So you select what it is that you want, and it gives you this nice little preview area to start working on. Yeah, I'll keep going if you want me to
Sure. Yeah. Let's
keep sharing.
do the
Yeah.
tour.
Okay. So I'll tell me to slow down somewhere if I'm going a little too fast,
Okay.
or if it's like I don't care about that. Skip over it. So um, yeah, from here, basically the first step is selecting what it is that you want to create, and a couple of the things that we have that kind of make it more author specific is some of the templates that we have. So we have community templates, and we create them based on what we're seeing in the industry is working. If it's like an ad, like a book club ad, for example, like we might make sure that we're making a very prominent button or whatever. So we're trying to create things that are very specific to authors. And so the cool part about community templates is that you can just select one if you want, and really easily by using this button here. If you've got your books uploaded in your account, you just do that, switch it out, give it a second, and you're ready to go. So you've already got something. You can also switch out any of the stuff that you want really easily. So the text, obviously you don't want your text here, but all you do is you double click on it, and you've got all the ability to change all the different stuff, the size, the actual text that's in there, the font, standard stuff. So that's one of our newest features, and I think it's one of the coolest things we have is this community templates that we're continuing to add more and more. And it's really easy to just plop in your book cover and go, and then change it however you want. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, so that's how the community templates work. If you're going to create something completely custom, I can show you real quick by just starting
Sure.
from scratch. And I'll start over with just a Facebook ad real quick. You can select from your you can find a background by searching for them. And we use a third-party company that has all free to use commercially images. They're probably approaching about 2 million images now. So if you want to search, you can search something, um, whatever you're looking for, and it gives you all the options here. And all you do is you click on it, and it populates it over here. And then again, another feature that I'd say one of the best time-saving features for authors is this step right here. So when you're going to start adding in your book covers into your image, we've got all these templates over here, the 3D versions of them, and the greatest part is how simple it is to just add these. So like if you want to add this one, you just click on it, select it, pick your book cover, give it a second to convert, and there you go. And now you have this book cover that you can put anywhere on your image. So that's probably the part that when people really start using this, they start to see how much time it saves them when they're adding these on. And you can really easily, like, all right, you want to make it look like it's available on book and let's say your version as well. You can continue to add all these different versions on there that you want. So, and then you can place them wherever you want as well. So, yeah.
So easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole idea is to try to be able to really make it so simple that it's just clicks of the mouse and not a whole lot to do. And then text, you easily just add text wherever you want or whatever text you want, and it adds it. And again, you just double click and you can change everything that you want. You can change the size, you can change the font, you can move where you want, rotate it, however you want to do it. And you can remove that background, add a shadow if you want, change the text color, blah, blah, blah. So
Yeah, which is great. I mean, you can brand it to yourself and make sure that it looks whatever your brand is. It can be on point with your fonts, your colors, all that kind of stuff, so it fits in with the rest of your pieces that you've got going on.
Yeah.
Which is very important. We harp on branding a lot around the Creative Academy. That consistency piece and having people recognize you is so important. And you can upload custom fonts, which I discovered because one of the fonts that I use as one of my branded fonts wasn't in there, and I was able to just upload the font file because I had purchased it already. So, yeah, that was really, really handy as well. Lots of times you're sort of limited with whatever's already in the tool, but it was no problem. Just took 2 seconds and then it was there.
Awesome. Then the other thing that we have here are what we call stamps. And these are just some basic images with stars available on different retailers, just various things that people use a lot. Social media buttons. One of my favorites is this. And
I love that one too. Yeah.
I don't. It's kind of cool. You just click on them and it adds it. So in this case, like this one, you resize it down and you can again just kind of just add a little, let it hang from the e-reader there. And
it's a really subtle way to say available in audio.
Exactly.
Which is nice.
And then you can easily add these other buttons by just a click and move them where you want them.
And can you upload custom stamps at this point?
So at this point, yes and no. So you can with a workaround that we have, being able to upload it as a book cover, and then placing it by using the where is it? The last one here, which is basically the plain example. So like
I wondered why that one was in there. Okay, that makes all kinds of sense now.
So it works. I mean, it works for your book covers. When you click on it, it adds it exactly as you uploaded it. So it's a flat book cover, but you can also add your own images. I'd show you actually, but I believe my images that I have here don't actually work, but I'll show you. So, oh, I guess it's there. Yeah. So you can see that it. How it did
so
that.
anything as a PNG with a transparent background would then show up as PNG with transparent background still.
Yep.
So.
Yep, exactly. Yep, and we have we'll have that feature coming out soon where we'll have an extra spot here for you to upload your own images. So it's not really. I mean, it works. I don't really like to call it a workaround, but the workaround works for now.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, that makes my day.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out how to do that and was stumped. So that fills me with excitement.
Great. Yeah. And then another great time-saving feature, what you can do is, let's say you want to either save it and come back to it later, or you're going to use this a lot, maybe swap out the text from time to time or the image or whatever. You can just save it, click the Save as Template button, let it save, and then it saves over here in your saved templates. And then you can come back and use it later.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah. Cool. That's
all right.
That's the good, I don't know, 5-10 minute overview. I don't know how long that took.
Yeah.
But,
excellent.
Any questions on how that went?
think, I mean, a lot of it's pretty straightforward, I think, in that, it is what you see. And when you get in there, I mean, I think I didn't watch a single tutorial, and I just jumped in and played around. And within about half an hour, I had made a few things that I was very happy using. So, and then I went and watched the tutorials because I'm always curious just to know, feeling your way around. Is it intuitive and how does it work? And I think, you know, once you poke around a little bit, you will feel pretty comfortable pretty quickly. So for anybody who's nervous about learning new tools or tackling technical things when they're not particularly technical, or at least not feeling like they are, it's really easy with just a few clicks to make it look pretty. So there's that. It is,
That's great to hear.
nowhere near as complicated as some of the other tools that we've used. So in terms of the video stuff now, how does this translate over? Because I know a lot of people are really excited about the video piece.
Yeah. So
Everything's video now. Everybody wants moving parts.
yeah. This is a brand new feature. So it's in beta. It works. Um, you'll probably notice, I'm sure instantly as soon as you start using it, there's going to be like, I wish this and this was here. So we're going to continue to add, just as we've been adding over time with the custom creator. But yeah, let me show you how that works. So we'll go over to it. Oops. And the way it works is you've got two options. One is to use an image that you already created. So, for example, any of these images that you've created in the past, you've downloaded, saved, whatever, they populate over there, and it's a starting point for you, and then you can add the video effect to it. The other option is very simply choosing one of your book covers with a 3D book cover and placing it right over top of some sort of video effect. So I'll show you how that works. So for example, let's say you create this image, it populates, and then you go over to the video effects and you search, and you can search. There's thousands of these video effects as well. You highlight over whatever you're searching for, whatever you're trying to find. Let's just say mountain for this one. We can search, or maybe you like something like this. You just click on it and it adds it right there for you. And then you can change the transparency of the image that you have. So whether it's like a little bit like really pop on top, no transparency, all the way down to like, depending on what you're creating, you may want some transparency. And yeah, it's just like that. So basically take an image you've created and place it on top of some video effect, and you've got it. And all you have to do is download it.
All right. And if you do choose to add a book cover, can you move it around?
Currently, so if you're talking about this option here.
Yeah, like if you pick one of your books.
Yeah, so currently, if you go with this option, it's very strict. You don't have any play. Where you can currently get all of your customization is in this version by creating what it is
Right.
that you want as a custom creator, putting your text, putting your book where you want it. All of that has to happen
Right.
on the custom creator currently. And then you add the effect.
Right. So if people think of it as adding a book layer, and you create the book layer in the custom creator, and then when you come to this spot, you're going to drop it in where you want it. And is it just like the Facebook one that's the best shape and size and orientation, or?
Well, it depends on where you're going to put it. So if you're going to put it on Facebook, yeah, definitely use the Facebook size. You can.
I'm thinking on the video. Like if you're going to overlay the video, what would be the template if you wanted to start with the exact dimensions and stuff, so that you knew where your placement was?
Yep. The Facebook one is definitely the best one to use for that.
Okay.
Absolutely. But like Instagram, for example, you can use that to upload short videos on Instagram as well, and they've got the Instagram. You can use
Hmm.
Instagram sites for that as well. So, yep,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah. So
Um, yeah, I guess that would be another question actually, is with Pinterest and with lots of stuff going vertical, is that one of the to come eventually features is
it,
vertical video?
yeah, absolutely, you can right now. So
Oh,
as long as you create, let's see, I don't have one here. Let me show you really quickly. Well, I
yes,
can
please.
explain it really. If you
I want to know
create,
how to do that.
yeah, yeah. If you create in the custom creator, if you create a Pinterest image,
Yeah.
save it, and then it populates over here on your um, saved images. Then when you
Yeah.
add a video, it'll add a video to that exact dimension that you created. Yeah.
That's great. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Because, yeah, that's one thing I know some people are struggling with right now is how to create the vertical video in tools, right? There's a lot of the tools are not really oriented for that at this point. So there's not great options, but definitely there are platforms that are requiring it, or, that it's much, much better if you can. So that's great to know.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Well, now I need like 100 more video credits to be able to play with. So I guess, and that is a question for people who have a back catalog. So like I've got 13 books or something. So right now you get a certain amount of credits each month for your videos, right? Is that part of the beta, or is that just like a plain little thing, or do you have a sense of what that'll look like?
Yeah, yeah. So during this beta time, we're kind of evaluating how it's going to be used and how much videos take up a lot of like extra
Yeah.
stuff. So we're trying to kind of get an idea of how it's going to be used so we can adjust what we can do. But I can tell you that we just today actually, video credits roll over. So month to month. So if you don't use them, they add up. Before today, they were just 5. And
Oh, yeah.
so if you've been um, uh, on BookBrush paid plan for now 6 months and you've never used a credit, you will continue to get those 5 adding up. So
Mm.
yeah, yeah, that way you get some more extra benefit. So
Yeah. Well, and like some months you don't have a book coming out, and then so you couldn't use your credits for new stuff necessarily. And then other months you might have, wanting to do a whole campaign of things. So it's nice to know that that would be an option. I know for some people, like if you do have a big catalog and you're trying to roll everything at once into a new format or brush up the way everything looks to keep it consistent. Especially I'm a romance author. So for romance authors, I think we probably have that problem a lot more frequently because we're generally fairly productive in our release schedules. So there's that. But yeah, knowing that there's options of how to wiggle that is really great. Okay, what else do we want to know here? I have a question about the there's a message that pops up that says you have to check the sourcing of the images on the backgrounds. Like when you go to download it, it's a statement that says ultimately you need to make sure that this image is licensed. So
yep.
people are always like, I don't know how to do that. What does that mean?
I can show you really quickly because we have it on the video one too, actually here. So we always provide a link for you if you're using one of those, and you can click on it and see. This is just to give you either, some people want that extra assurance, but you can see right here on all of our images that we're using, free for commercial use, no attribution.
Okay.
So we make sure that that's there for
Yeah.
the authors to use just in case. And some authors like to take screenshots and capture that and save it for whatever. So we make it easy to get that if you want.
Excellent. There are people for sure who are wanting to be very careful about that, which is great. We all work in intellectual property, so it's nice to know that we are protecting other artists the same way we would like to be protected through all of these things. Another question: a lot of people also have a virtual assistant or a personal assistant who helps them with their marketing materials, especially often because those people might be more familiar with tech than the author, and or the author is trying to write all the books and has a helper. So is a helper allowed to log into your account, or do you have like a personal assistant account? Some things have a like a not, so you're not sharing your login, but they're attached to your account. So what are the recommendations you guys have if you're working with somebody like that?
Yeah, so currently, if you have an account, you can give your assistant your account information, and they can log in
Okay.
through. There currently isn't a way for them to have their own account and then log into your account through their own password. So you could give them
Okay.
their password to log in, um, as long as uh, um, as long as the author's okay with it, obviously.
Yeah.
So they can log in. We also have, and I don't know if this is what you were asking, but another option. We do have some what we call professional plans, where professionals like that, if their author that they're assistant for doesn't have an account or the professional or a paid account, and they want some of these features, the the assistant can have that as maybe one of their features that they have as an assistant, that they can use their account for as many authors as they want.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't remember reading about that, but that would be really great for a lot of people. And I can see like a small publisher who maybe there's, 5 authors they work with or something, and they want to create a set of materials to make sure that all their stuff is kind of similarly branded. And is that plan just listed on the website where people could find out about it as well?
Yeah, it's there. We don't.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
not quite as in your face as the other things, but
Okay.
there's some links around there for professionals. So yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so where should people go if they want to try out the tool? Because I think there's a free version even, right? That you can get in there and play around with it and just get comfortable and see what it's like.
Yep, yep. So there is a free plan. You can start off with that, and it gives you limited downloads, 3 downloads a month, and it has a few limited resources. Some of the templates aren't there, and the community templates aren't there. But it's basically built to give you the ability to really get a good feel of if it's for you or not. So we want people to be able to test it out before they upgrade, and if they like it, they can easily upgrade. So, but we have people that use the free plan and enjoy it, and yeah.
Yeah, excellent. And that's what I started off on. And then I was like, ooh, 10 minutes in, I was like, no, no, but I want all the things. Okay, click. Well done. That worked. And when people do have a feature request, or there's something that they're thinking, oh, it would be amazing if it could do this. How do you want to collect that? Where do you send people?
Yeah, so we take that wherever people want. Some people will do it through the contact form, but we also have a Facebook group. It's a closed group, and that's where actually a lot of our feature requests come in, and we're in there. The whole team's in there, day to day, um, getting all that, and that's a way for us to not only get that feature request, but other people can comment on it, like, yeah, I like that, or I do it this way, or whatever. So um, either of those work,
Excellent.
and we are
Um,
we definitely keep track of every single one, and we tally it up, and that's actually how most of our new feature requests or our new features come out, is from that. So
So if somebody sees a feature being asked for on there, rather than just saying, "Oh, that's taken care of," they should like that post or put a comment in saying, "Me too, please," or what would be your recommended? How do we boost the things we most want to see?
yeah, yeah. I mean, comment on it and say, yeah, I like that. Or I don't know, some people put it like a +1 or whatever. Like, uh, yeah, I mean, the more we see the request, the more likely it would be to come sooner. So
Okay,
obviously there's other barriers to that, but like for the most part, that's where most of our that's how we prioritize what comes out next. So yeah.
excellent. And is there anything you can give us a hint or a heads up that's coming in the near future that we should be excited about getting in time for?
The probably the two things we'll be focusing on are making more and more of the community templates, and making it really easy to find what you're looking for. So as we get, I mean, we just launched this, but we hope to get to thousands of these in the next couple months. And there's going to be a really nice filtering, like you want exact what you want, what you're searching for, you'll be able to find something really easily. So there's that, and then the video creator is going to be a big focus for us as well. So we um, we're taking in a lot of feedback from people. We've heard lots of stuff, and we'll continue to try to make that a lot better for people. So
Yeah, excellent.
yeah,
And one thing I will say, a lot of people, the thing that sort of stops them is that even though all the pieces are there, they're not really sure how to put them together. So, from an actual graphic design knowledge. So, for anybody out there who isn't sure, we do have a free video mini course in the Creative Academy's resource room. So, you can, you don't have to pay for it. You go to the resource room, it's free to sign up, and then it will walk you through the basics of design. So, the golden rule and lining things up in thirds and how you grid things and where your eyes go in the pattern on the page. So where do you put the elements you really need people to see and pay attention to, all that stuff. So if you're not sure if that's the hang up for you, or if stuff is looking good but you're like, oh, but not quite, then that's an option, is to come and check that out. And then in the members area of the Creative Academy, there's an extended series of 6, I think, course modules, that one all about fonts, one all about color palettes, one all about creating your own author brand if you're doing it yourself. So those are really helpful to just teach you some of that side of things, as opposed to the tech is here to do it for you. So now that the hard part's taken care of, you need to also learn a little bit about how to put those together to maximum effect, to make sure that you're creating sort of the easiest thing for your reader to love and catch their attention. There's lots of really subtle stuff that's in there too.
that's cool. That's great.
Yeah. We're going to get there. We're all going to look like rock stars in no time. It's so neat. All the stuff that did not exist. Like the first book I published was 2007. That was the first time I indie published. And it was way before it was cool. And it was a children's book, a full color picture book. And you had to like actually do everything for being printed with plates. It wasn't digital printing. It was old school offset. And it was really neat and really interesting, but the barrier to entry was insanely high. And as far as the technical skills required, it was pretty intense. So it's really nice to not have to spend so much time anymore learning that side of things for people who are looking to do a good job and looking to market their books professionally, and all of these things. That now there's tools like this, which mean you can just sign up and in a couple of clicks have this amazing polished looking stuff, is such an advantage to be coming into that and have that as an option for really an affordable amount, like less than 1 month of Creative Cloud. At least in Canada, we have terrible exchange rates up here. So, it's very, very, we're very lucky that there's people out there in the world like you guys who are making the stuff that we need. So from all the authors to you, thank you for making sure we're looked after. And where should people come and find you if they have questions about BookBrush, or they want to come and take it for a test run, and or they're like, I'm sold, I want in, where do I go?
Yeah, so bookbrush.com, you just right there's easy way to just sign up for free right away. And if you're even more skeptical than just trying it out for free, you can jump in on the Facebook group and ask some questions there. There's a couple thousand authors on there talking, and as soon as you write something, I'm sure somebody would answer for you. So yeah, those are the two best places.
All right. And I will put the links right underneath this video, regardless of where you're watching it. There will be a link underneath it. So you can just drop down and click on that as well. So we will make sure you find all the good things. We'll put the link to the branding tutorial in there as well, so that you can get your design basic stuff sorted out at the same time. And Corey, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come and talk to us and give us the inside scoop. I know that at least 3 of the things I was trying to do but couldn't quite figure out, I now know how. So I'm going to immediately go and make a whole bunch more images. And I look forward to seeing what everybody creates with this. This is really fun.
Well, thank you for having me too. I enjoy doing this. So
yeah. All right. Well, thank you all. Now get back to writing and creating all kinds of cool images, and we will see you around Creative Academy. Thank you for being a part of this Creative Academy event. If you're not a member yet,
Join us today and unlock a wealth of resources, masterclasses, feedback opportunities, and online community events designed to help you reach the next step in your writing journey. No matter what stage you're at, we've got a helping hand to guide you along the way. Check out our free resource room if you'd like to get a taste of how we can help you reach your writing and publishing goals. Thank you for bringing us along on your writing and publishing journey, and Donna, Eileen, and I hope we'll see you around the Creative Academy soon.